반짝이는 눈빛 눈이 부셔 매일 날 감싸주는 손길.
Can love in middle age be this interesting? I've been watching thinking it was the story of Beauty and Mr. Romantic Park Dora and Pilsung, but now it seems like the story of Jang Soo-yeon and Gong Jin-taek. The beautiful Jang Soo-yeon and Gong Jin-taek who only have eyes for her. Isn't it beautiful? However, before meeting Gong Jin-taek, Jang Soo-yeon had a relationship with someone and had a child with him, which is why they are now facing a divorce crisis. They used to be so affectionate towards each other, but now Gong Jin-taek spends his days drinking and Soo-yeon endures each day with tears. Now they are facing a big crisis of divorce, but the writer threw a huge twist. Jang Soo-yeon thought she got pregnant during her study abroad, but when she came to Korea and started dating Gong Jin-taek, she found out she was pregnant. Gong Jin-taek could be the biological father. It seems like that impossible situation might actually happen. It might be a bit difficult, but if we summarize the contents of episode 33 and 34, Jang Soo-yeon met a man when she was young. They loved each other enough to promise a marriage. But one day, the man she promised to marry had an accident in the mountains and couldn't cross the impassable river. As a result, Soo-yeon's father's company also faced a big crisis. Soo-yeon came to Korea without time to grieve and met Gong Jin-taek as her father's subordinate. At first, she met Jin-taek because of her father. As you all know, how kind and considerate is Gong Jin-taek. Soo-yeon found comfort in his loving nature after losing the person she loved. That's how she opened her heart to Jin-taek, and one day she found out she was pregnant. Although she was dating Jin-taek, Soo-yeon couldn't believe that the child was his because they hadn't been together for long. She thought that the baby in her womb was the child of her ex-boyfriend in the US. Soo-yeon is a good woman. That's why she wanted to confess the truth to Jin-taek. But Jin-taek was transferred to the US branch because of work. She couldn't even touch him. And Soo-yeon's father was in a situation where he had to marry Jin-taek to save the company. So Soo-yeon chose the most kind and trustworthy Sun-young and left Pilsung. And that's how we got to this situation. Jang Soo-yeon, who deceived Gong Jin-taek completely, was definitely in the wrong. On the other hand, it seems that Gong Jin-taek will have to undergo another liver transplant. Gong Jin-taek has already received a liver transplant from Gong Dae-suk before. That's why Gong Dae-suk, who is in the United States, is living in Jin-taek's house, obediently following and treating him well, even though he interferes in everything. He is someone who knows the gratitude of saving his life and takes good care of his own health. However, Gong Jin-taek has been deeply shocked because of Soo-yeon's past. That's why he is drinking alcohol. If a liver transplant patient drinks alcohol again, of course, Gong Jin-taek will develop liver problems again, either due to alcohol or other factors. And then he will have to undergo a liver transplant at the hospital. Pilsung also decided to undergo a liver examination. In this way, for Gong Jin-taek's liver transplant, several people undergo examinations including Pilsung. They probably had a simple examination. It would be over with just a blood test, but soon an unbelievable result comes out. When Soo-yeon, Gong Dae-suk, and Sun-young are in Jin-taek's hospital room, the professor in charge of Jin-taek opens the door and speaks with a hopeful voice. Congratulations! Finally, we found a compatible liver for the chairman. What? We found a liver? Gong Dae-suk, happier than Jin-taek, exclaimed. Soo-yeon also thanked with both hands tightly held and sighed in relief. Jin-taek, lying in the hospital bed, felt the same way. It was a feeling that he could live again. Gong Dae-suk asked excitedly, "Who would have thought that the liver compatibility would match with our Jin-taek?" However, Sun-young was surprised to hear that their genes match. She must have wondered how Pilsung and Gong Jin-taek could have the same genes. Is it possible for genes to match even between unrelated individuals? Sun-young spoke in a gentle voice. Yes, I asked because Pilsung's genes match with the chairman's. Were Pilsung and the chairman unrelated? It seems like you misunderstood something. Pilsung and Gong Jin-taek have a 99.9% probability of genetic match. They are closely related. Liver transplantation requires both blood test and genetic test to determine the compatibility of the organ donor. Pilsung and Gong Jintaek have a 100% parent-child relationship. Soyun was surprised to hear that Jintaek and Pilsung's genes match, and Dasuk's family was in chaos because a son was born in the Gong family who had cut off ties with them. Through the liver transplantation, Jintaek learns that Pilsung is his biological son. Pilsung also finds his biological father. Did you find this story interesting? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you all for watching.